Hello everybody, this is BScout100, and welcome back to some more BlazBlue Continuum Shift Extend. In the previous episode, we had completed Carl's story, which was quite the ending indeed. We ran into Relius, his father, and found out that Relius, along with the help of Kokonoe and one other person, made another Nox Victoris, an almost exact copy of Nirvana. Only this time, it was Carl's mother, Ignis. So now Carl's sister and mother have been turned into these puppets. So we're gonna find out what the fuck is going on with him as we start off Relius' story today. If you'd like what you see, leave a like down below, comment if you have anything to say, subscribe to me if you haven't already, click that bell so you're notified of everything that I do when I do it, and share with your friends so they can join in on this adventure. Now I hope I'm reading this guide right, because I had to use a different guide for Relius' story because it wasn't in the initial one. We're going to figure things out, but ideally we're going to be going for the gag ending per usual. Darkness visible. The midnight breeze grazes the man's cheeks ever so slightly as he opens his eyes.
This is...
The man lay upon his back and gapes up at the sky, his head throbbing. His limbs feel strange to him. They may as well not be there. He's abdicated control of his body, or so it appears. The man is here, and not here. He lets the paradox wash over him. His groggy brain struggles to summarize his condition. It's as though he doesn't have a firm grasp on his own existence. His memory is no less hazy than his sense of motor control. Where is he? Or when? Or who? He had answers to none of these questions.
Let's disrobe this mystery one layer at a time. I am... yes. I am Relius Clover.
The reacquisition of his name was a minor coup. Relius lifts his head and scans the area, ignoring the pain in his skull as well as he can. He looks around for anything that might clue him into where he is.
No. I'm doing it out of order. First, I must ascertain what I was doing and how I got here.
His memories slowly returned to him. It was slow, difficult work, like staring into a puddle of oil and trying to separate the colors from one another.
Yes, that's right. Ayatsuki Shuichiro and I were trying to affect events beyond the gates of Sheol. And then what? Black. Darkness. Consuming me. And then...
No matter how fervently he concentrates, Relius can't remember what happened after that. He recognizes that can't is a misnomer. The information exists somewhere inside of his mind. Remembering it is possible, but he can't keep up with the sheer number of memories speeding down the slopes of his consciousness like an avalanche of data. There's more information in Relius Clover's head than any three men could hope to process in a lifetime.
Now this is interesting.
Relius begins to smile in spite of his present dilemma, or perhaps because of it. He's never experienced anything like this. It's exhilarating, even fun. He stands within his mind, nearly buried in a sea of fragmented facts. He pieces them together bit by tiny bit. He's never done it before. It shouldn't be possible, but Relius cobbles his vast storehouse of knowledge back together as though he was born for such a task.
So that's how... I see.
Relius smiles with each new aspect of the mystery he untangles. He's still not sure how much time has passed since his last clear memory. Suddenly, he realizes the abnormality of his current state.
Well, no wonder I couldn't rouse myself. I am a fractured being at present.
He sets that fact aside for further consideration and turns his attention to a much more immediate issue, that of his eyesight. His eyes seem to be in fine physical shape, but he's having trouble seeing. Everything's pouring in as raw visual stimuli. Information stampeding across his optic nerves without the benefit of context. Something is indeed amiss in his brain.
I wonder what exactly has transpired here.
Relius whispers to himself in a calm, even tone, as though reviewing a lab report.
Hey, buddy. Long time no see.
Still on his back, Relius hears a voice from outside of his field of vision. It's a familiar voice. He reaches through the disorder of his head, his fingers hooking around the relevant piece. The man who has just spoken is...
Ah, Yuki Terumi. But what do you mean by long time no see? Were we not peering into the cauldron only moments ago?
Terumi's use of the old cliché seems at odds with Relius's tenuous grasp of the situation.
The cauldron, huh?
Did I say something amusing?
Amusing? It's a freaking laugh riot, pal.
No, something is wrong. I'm not working with accurate data. Terumi, where are we?
You know, I'll be straight with you. I'm a little iffy on that one myself.
Another question then. When are we?
Ooh, this one I know. The year of our Lord 2179, give or take.
I see.
That's enough for Relius to piece part of the puzzle together. His last memory occurred in 2099. That means about 80 years worth of experiential data is out of order. His interpretation of it is invalid. Relius finally looks in the direction of Terumi's voice. What he sees is not at all what he had been expecting. Instead of a man, Relius' gaze falls upon a murky silhouette.
Pardon my saying it, Terumi, but you're not what I was expecting. I suppose it would be folly to ask for a hand up in your current state,
Relius looks forward, up at the moon suspended in the velvety black sky. Something about it is different from all the other times he's gazed at it. There's a benevolence to it, as though its rays of light are a blessing freely offered to all the creatures of the earth.
That was a memory from 20 years ago.
Relius finds himself muttering the words before he even realizes he's awake. He's equipped rapping on the outside of his office door. Before Relius could respond, the visitor has slipped into the room.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Colonel Clover.
Hazama, it's you.
I usually am. Why? Is something the matter?
No, I was just organizing some information.
You know, the rest of us just call it sleeping on the job. That said, you're smarter than the average bear, so I guess your brain needs to recharge more frequently.
If I don't contextualize the contents of my head, I'd be left with chaos. And speaking of sleep, you seem as though you could use a bit more of it. Your face looks so drowsy.
Only because you manufactured it thus, chum.
Anyway, how are the preparations coming along?
The tablet's already been set in place at the altar, snug as a bug.
And the cocoon? What of it?
Not even a hitch. Even found a nice shiny Praetorian guard to act as the catalyst. I've lined up some great souls. Seriously, some real beauts.
I see.
Thank you, Brain, for realizing that before it's too late. Relius is far too smart to believe every single word that fell from Hazama's lips. He nods at the relevant moment, but his mind is already drifting off to other climes. The raccoon is his primary interest, all else is mere detail.
I still can't believe that number 12 inherited the Azure. It almost beggars belief.
You mean Noelle Vermillion? You know, she's got chops in her own little way. I mean, you saw the distortion from where she was born, yeah? Not too shabby.
Hazama, did you know about this?
Of course not. How could I?
Hazama deflects the question with a shrug, his serpentine grin never wavering.
Shit, I thought she was gonna evaporate. Again.
No matter.
Look at you with your jaded replies. I know you're suspecting something, right?
I don't suspect anything. But I don't expect anything either.
Hedging your bets? Fair enough. Guess there's no point in having you tag along then, since you think we're doomed to abject failure and all.
Don't put words in my mouth. Whatever emerges, I want to see it with my own eyes.
Okay, okay. Suit yourself.
Captain Hazama, we're ready for your departure. If you'll follow me to Gate 3, sir.
You heard the woman. Shall we, Colonel? And here we are. Relius?
Relius steps off the ship and immediately peers in the direction opposite to that in which Hazama has started to walk.
Something the matter?
I spotted something interesting as we flew in. I'm taking a quick detour to the business district.
Alone? Suit yourself. Just make sure you're not late to the main event, all right? I'll take that silence to mean, oh yes, Hazama, heck, I'll even be early.
You're Colonel Relius Clover from Experimental R&D. What are you doing here?
And you're the little Yoyoi, Fraulein, if I'm not mistaken. Which would make that weapon the Izoyoi, yes?
Yes, sir.
Relius looks her over, taking in the ensemble, the uniform, the shield, and especially the Izayoi, the legendary sealed armagus that's been a treasured heirloom of her family's for generations.
Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Quite the artifact you wear at your side.
Thank you very much. This strange feeling. It's like he's staring through me. Or inside of me.
A pleasure running into you, but I'm afraid I'm in a bit of a hurry. If you'll excuse me, miss.
Yes, of course, sir.
Mere moments have passed since Relius beheld Izayoi, and already his mind is elsewhere.
There's something creepy about that man. He was looking at me as though I were a thing, not a person.
Relius makes his way to the business district amid the lower levels of Kagutsuchi. The object for which he's looking should be nearby, but it's nowhere in sight. Okay, so if everything is as I think it is, this should lead to the gag ending. If not, we'll backtrack and we'll pick it again, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be the gag ending. So, we're going to get a little peek into it and then we're going to wrap things up. Maybe if I go a bit further this way. Oh, hey Phantom. Now we're just gonna go to this. Yep, gag reel. You guys know the deal. Gag reel is in its own episode, but we get a interesting look at Relius in the beginning. Perhaps a little bit more information than I was hoping to get, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. So, what this means... Oh, that's one comment I wanted to make. It's an interesting pair, Hazuma and Relius. Hazuma's just chaotic evil straight up. But Relius is kind of neutral in a way. He's a researcher, he's an observer. He just kind of wants to see what happens. He's curious. But he doesn't sway one way or the other. At least that's how it seems right now. You know, aside from turning Carl's sister and mother into robots, but, you know, whatever. The puppets. This is bound to be very interesting. But we're going to wrap it up here for today. In the next episode, we go to Relius's gag reel. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys later.